Yeah, diggity. All right. I mess. Whatever. So I want to talk about. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Actually, I do know one thing I'm going to say, and it might be triggering. I know. Big shock. But yeah, let's talk about it. We'll work for food. That's a slogan we might see a lot, right? In fact, I have shared some stories from the past where I felt the need to help everyone, including those who don't help themselves or who would refuse to help themselves. And there were times that I bought food for people and had it thrown in my face, you know, because they actually wanted money, or times where I offered jobs to people with those signs and they yelled at me. They, again, just wanted the money. So, but yeah, so let's think about this. We'll work for food. And I want to discuss this because the excuses, I can't because, and look, anyone who's working is working for food, right? In a roundabout way. But here's a bottom line. If you are not feeding yourself, it's because you expect someone else to do so. That's not a very healthy state of mind on any level. All right, so, I mean, I get it. Not everyone can do everything, and I'm not even suggesting that. But we all should take some part in our food supply, no matter how small. I mean, maybe you rely on grocery stores, farmers markets, things like that, but as you've seen, those things might not always be available. And, you know, hoarding toilet paper or rice or things like that also isn't going to save you. So, we'll work for food. Will you actually work for food? And how much work are you willing to put forth? So, some of the excuses, I mean, I've heard everything in these years, okay? It's too hot, it's too cold, too much rain, not enough rain, too many bugs, acid rain, chemtrails, poisoned water, right? I've heard them all. And I've been around a while, right? Kind of talking the same shit for well over a decade. The same people who made excuses a decade ago are still making excuses today. Yet other people somehow miraculously are able to, look, dude, here's one excuse. Oh, like somebody actually said, oh, I'm jealous of your fruit trees. And I'm like, don't be jealous, just plant some. Oh, well, I can't afford to, not, you know, too much money for chemicals. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, trees have been growing themselves for millennia, way before chemicals existed, okay? So, or man-made chemicals, I should say. So, like, every excuse in the world. There's too many bugs, put on some hiker's peak oil or get some essential oils. It's, you know, it's too hot, water more. Right? Like, there's a way your soil is rocky. Well, no shit. Put a 6 or 12 inch or 2 foot raised bed. There's so many affordable things that anyone can do. So how hard are you willing to work for that food? Is it just like something you want to talk about on Facebook or, you know, YouTube or radio shows? Oh yeah, everybody should be doing this. You should be, but you're not doing it. Like, dude, anyone can put a seed from something they bought at the store in a pot. Even if you're in an apartment. Remember I showed you those apartment gardens back in 2012? Yeah, no excuses. I had gardens when I lived in an apartment on a tiny little balcony. House plants, herbs, greens, things like that grow inside. You can grow anything. Anything. And every little effort you put, it's way more than just the physical nutrition you're getting, okay? The confidence that comes with self-sufficiency, right? In these uncertain times, why do people act crazy? Because they're stressed out. They're scared. Well, then why don't you take care of the things that you fear, right? So the more you do for yourself, the less you have to rely on other people you like to talk about who want to fuck you. If you know everyone's trying to fuck you, then why aren't you unfucking you? Like, why aren't you fixing it? Seriously. I'm not trying to be alarmist, but I've been telling you for years, man. I don't even know everything I say is hate speech or harassment or whatever. I was deleted and banned and censored on all platforms multiple times, way before it was fashionable, way before everyone is censored now. Okay, so I can't help but wonder, what if you did listen? What if you didn't just say, oh, it's just crazy Christy? Well, who's taken care of? Who's got their shit in order? Who doesn't have to worry about any of that? Yeah, okay. Call me any name you want. I'm crazy. I'm a bitch. Whatever. I'm doing it. What are you doing? You're on YouTube trying to tell me how happy you are, and that's why you have to come and shit on my videos. Yeah, because you're so happy. Happy people don't concern themselves with what other people are doing. Yeah. Whether those other people are the Kardashians, whether those other people are Trump, whether those other people are for anyone. Yeah. YouTubers or Facebookers, right? Happy people don't do that because we're busy building our lives, building our future. If you're one of those people that are using the same excuses today as you used 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it's not going to be easy. Let me tell you something. I have 2 receipts from the store I went to. The first time I went there, garlic was $6.29 a pound. I went the other day, garlic is $8.29 a pound. Still can't find rubbing alcohol. Still can't find yeast. These are things I've always been using and had in my household until, and I had some, so, I'm not completely stupid. I prepared. I held on to useful things that I knew that I would need, just like you called me crazy when I was building that hay bale tent dome. Oh, you could walk in flip-flops here in the winter. Oh, you'll be lucky if you get a half an inch of snow. And how much ice did we have? Like the coldest winter. Yeah, so I don't care. Call me crazy. I'm calling you lazy. Hey, that kind of rhymes, huh? So, no, seriously, will you work for food? What if you can't go to the store? What are you going to do? You're going to rob your neighbor who did do the work? Why won't those of you who were talking about it on, Facebook, why aren't you spending some of that time doing something to better yourself, your life, to nourish your soul? Why aren't you planting seeds? Not just physically, metaphorically. Why aren't you nurturing and harvesting a better future? Why are you sitting around expecting other people to feed you? Your delivery people might not always be there. And if you're content with the corporate takeover and what's available through very few channels, That's cool. But don't talk it. Practice what you preach. Feed yourself. Leave a legacy. Like, really, what are you building? Plant trees. Plant medicinal flowers. Like, dude, there's this dude on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he lived 1 year without buying anything, eating in a restaurant, eating, anything in a grocery store, anything at all from his gardens, all of his medicine, every single thing. I think that's really cool, Could you do that? Could you survive? Yeah, so will you work for food? Or is that just a slogan for homeless people? Would you really work for your food? Would you be willing to sweat? Would you be willing to go outside and bottle some bugs or sweat a little bit, have it dripping from your eyeballs into the beds, or, wake up with a sore back or hips or feet or calves or... Yeah. Would you be willing to do that? Because if not, then you're not really willing to work for food, are you? Going to the store isn't working for food. And I get it if you're, supporting a family or this or that, and you're working more than full time or whatever. But still, I worked full time. I did the radio, the Project Love Your Neighbor, the free school, and still grew my garden and fed people. What's the excuse? There are no I can'ts. There's only I won'ts. So, and if you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. I didn't know at one time either. And a lot of things I do, I still don't. I just follow what feels right. And that's how you learn, really. Practice. Do it. Like, what did Sabrina Chap say on this show? Like, 10 years ago, it was one of the greatest pieces of advice I had ever heard. That when it was about going rollerblading, and she was terrified and didn't want to do that. And so she said, okay, I'll fail 10 times before I give up. She never got to the 10th fail, okay? It was already a new skill. So just do. Don't care if you even know what you're doing or why you're doing. Follow that still small voice inside. You know what you should be doing. And if you know you could be doing better, I've asked before, why aren't you? If you know you could do better, why aren't you doing better? It's long past the time of excuses. It's long past the time of me and probably people like me who are doing that are willing to share with people who won't. Yeah. Long past that time. Are you building community? Are you helping say you don't have the space? Go to your neighbor who has a yard. Hey, can I build a garden here and we can both eat from it? Why not? What's the excuse? Dude, I've offered this space to multiple people. There's so much that can be done, and I am going to do it all, even if I do have to do it alone. It'll just take longer. But all the people that talk about it, I'm like right here. It's much more fun to talk about it, huh? And complain and pay attention to everything else out there and use that as an excuse as to why you can't fucking do shit. Step up, man. This is not a time. You don't have time for excuses. I've watched a lot of my friends die, and I'm continuing to watch more, and I know I will watch many more. And I've said before, most humans aren't human at all anyways. So the humans that are trying to keep you in that program aren't humans. They just have 2 arms and 2 legs. Don't be fooled. Use your discernment. And the more that you're in nature, the more you can successfully use your discernment. All the answers are right there. The Church of Nature. You are nature. All disease is simply a disconnection from that which you are, which is what? Nature. Everything is healable with what? Nature. You take better care of your car, your toilet, than you do your sacred temple. And then you make excuses. Oh, well, my doctor said. How many doctors did I have that told me I'd never fucking walk again, or I'd die in 6 months, or all this crap with my children feeding and clothing me and old people picking me up off the floor? I didn't even know my neighbors' names. Like, come on, dude. Stop your excuses. How did I get that shit done? Guess what that means? You can too. No more coddling. All right, that's my message. We'll work for food, man. Really, will you? Are there too many bugs out there? Is it too hot? Didn't get enough rain? Yeah. All those excuses boil down to, I'm too lazy. I expect other people to feed me. Guess what? You're not going to have those other people. And I'm not talking about your neighbor or people like me. I'm talking about what's to come. This ain't fear-mongering. This is reality, the same reality I've been preaching for over a decade. If you're content with that, that's cool. Don't fucking complain to me, though. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. Do something. Take part. It will heal way more than just your body, your mind, your soul, your trauma, everything. She's waiting for you, man. Everyone wants to talk abuse this, abuse that, blah, 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 blah. And I brought this up again over a decade. Who the most abused woman on the planet is? The earth. You want her to keep taking care of you, and you're going to keep disrespecting, ignoring, and then, oh God, please help me. Please save me. Dude, save yourself. Don't you know you are God's, right? You can do anything I did, okay? Don't, yeah, those of you who want to fucking stop looking up to me. I'm just a chick who didn't know what she was doing either, but knew this sucked, so there had to be something better. That's how I got over my fear. Yes, things outside the box are scary, or things you don't know, right? So you want to stay in your current prison. But if you already know that current prison sucks, what's wrong with taking a chance and there might be a prison that doesn't suck. You're not going to find it, though, while making excuses staying in the one you're currently in. All right, man. Seriously, I wish everyone happiness, health, peace, contentment. You all can have it. It's right at your fingertips. Use your magic wands. Use them. Use your mind for what it's intended. Use your heart above all. All right, take care.